While classrooms across eastern North Carolina stand empty and students and teachers are tucked away at home, we know a great secret. Learning can happen anywhere. In fact, learning can happen everywhere. Welcome to Eastern Carolina Education Connection, a partnership with WNCT and Pitt County Schools. We're here to connect and reconnect with students, teachers, parents, and community during this unique and remarkable time in our state's history by helping you learn from right where you are.
Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Ashley here. We've got a special episode of Eastern Carolina Education Connection today. We are going on a field trip. Mr. Bell is going to be taking us to the farm. So my friend Chicken is here this morning and he brought his tractor just as a little precursor to what we might be seeing at the farm. I'm excited about some animals that we're going to meet in real life that Mr. Bell talks to that are awesome. We're going to start out with a story called Doobie Doobie Moo. This book is by Doreen Cronin and it was illustrated by Betsy Lewin. Miss Cronin actually emailed us directly. She's so excited about us reading this book today. It's published by our friends at Simon Schuster. So let's get started and see what we can see. The farm that we're going to go see today, you're going to see some of these exact same animals, boys and girls, but they might not be singing and they might not be jumping on a trampoline. Let's check in with Mr. Bell and see what he sees on his farm. Mr. Bell, take it away.
I'm Mr. Bell, but my friends call me Poppy. And since we're going to be spending a lot of time together over the next few weeks, you can just call me Poppy. But before we go to the farm, it's time for a wiggle break.
Hello everybody, my name is Mr. Dilday. I'm the physical education teacher at Walcoats Elementary School, and I'm here for your wiggle break. Today we're going to use our imagination and we're going to think of all the things that we can do on a farm. So here we go. We're going to start by we are going to think of all the plants that we need to plant. So here we go. Planting the seeds, planting the seeds. Plant the seed, plant the seed, plant the seed up. Plant the seed, plant the seed, plant the seed up. Join in with me and plant the seed, plant the seed, plant the seed up. And then let's think, oh, what else do they do on the farm? Oh yes, we're going to go and stack the bales of hay. So make sure you use your back and your knees. Don't go just lifting with the back. Squat down and lift the bale of hay. 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 Last time, squat down and lift the bale of hay. And let's think of all the fun animals that we see out on the farm. And oh, you know what? I see they have ducks on the farm. So everybody get down low and we're gonna waddle like a duck. Waddle, waddle, quack, 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 quacking like a duck. Quack, 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 quacking like a duck. There you go. And then on the farm, oh, they've got donkeys. So everybody, let's see those donkey kicks. So put your hands down and kick up and touch your feet. And then again, hands down and kick up and touch your feet. There you go. And hands down and kick up and touch your feet. One more time with the donkey kicks. Hands down and kick up and touch your feet. There you go. And then we saw some chickens. So let's all do the chicken dance together. And da 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 da. And the chicken dance. There we go. All right. And then this week for our PE challenge, we're going to think of all the fun things that we can do on the farm. Think of all the different exercises we did and do your favorite exercise. This is Mr. Dilday with your wiggle break. Remember, be safe, be healthy, be active.
Thanks, Mr. Dilday. Now that we've got our blood flowing, let's go to the farm. Come on. Today we're at Willard Farm. We're going to take a look around and see what type of animals we can find. And in a few minutes, Miss Dalen is going to come around and she's going to show us a special surprise. Here we have a barn. It's very much like the barn that we read about in our story earlier. And as you can see, a farm is usually a big, wide open space because animals need a lot of room. First up, we have the donkeys. These guys are very intelligent and also very strong. Did you know that donkeys can live 25 to 30 years or even more? Donkeys come from dry areas of the world, and their large ears actually help keep them cool. Compared to horses, these guys aren't nearly as easily frightened or scared, and they can calm horses down. In fact, when young foals are removed from their mothers for the first time, they're often paired with donkeys so that donkeys can keep them calm. And they are the protectors of the barnyard. They'll protect the other animals from predators like coyotes. And these cute animals are called goats. I know a lot of cool stuff about goats. First of all, their babies are called kids, just like people. They originally come from mountainous areas, and so they're actually really good climbers. They've even been known to climb trees. And let's talk about those cool horns. Both boy and girl goats can have horns, and they actually like to get their horns scratched. You like that attention, don't you? I guess they do like attention because they're very social. They're herd animals, and they don't like being by themselves. So when farmers get goats, they always get more than one. Oh, I think I see Miss Dalen. We better say bye to the goat so we can go see what she's got in store for us. Bye, guys.
So we are here today with Dalen Willard of Willard Farms, and she's going to show us some of the animals that she has on the farm.
Hey everybody, so yes, I'm Dalen and we have a farm. We have all different types of animals around here, so let's meet a few of them. We have some of our newest residents on the farm. We have some baby ducks. So these little guys and girls, so we're not sure at this age, we don't know if they're boys or girls yet. We won't know for a little bit longer, probably about 3 or 4 more weeks. But they are about 3.5 weeks old right now. So we have 2 different types of ducks here. Ones with the orange beaks, they're pekin ducks. And the ones with the pink beaks, we think they're khaki camels. We're not quite sure. Hello, I'll grab you, Pekin. So, to tell the difference between a baby duck and a baby chicken is baby ducks are louder and they have webbed feet. So you can see they have stuff between their fingers or their little toes over here, and that's how they swim in the water. So when you're looking at baby ducks and baby chickens, they look very similar, but your baby ducks have webbed feet so that it's like flippers, so they can swim in the water, move across. Okay, you can go down. Oh, there you go. And so baby ducks, their mama ducks lay eggs, and the eggs are in the nest, and the mama sits on them and keeps them warm for anywhere from 30 to 35 days. And then she hatches out little baby ducks. Baby ducks need to be staying in a controlled environment if at all possible. They like to stay warm, so we have a heat lamp for them. They love to play in their water dish, so it's very dirty. Ducks are messy. And then they eat a scratch grain. It's a crumble that you feed baby chicks, baby ducks, any kind of baby bird animal. But they live in this environment for about 8 weeks. So these feathers they have now, they're not very warm and they're not waterproof. So it takes about 8 weeks for them to get their full feathers in to be able to go outside. Now yes, there's baby ducks in the wild that don't have a heat lamp or water and food, but they have their mama taking care of them. And it's much easier if they can live in an environment like this and fully develop those, what we call their wax feathers. They're waterproof feathers that keep them nice, dry, and warm in here before we release them to the farm and to our pond. All right, so right here we have a baby turkey. So we were talking about differences. All baby birds, they look very similar, especially when they're first born. But baby turkeys, you can tell, they have a longer neck. and it's a skinnier, longer neck than most birds. And unlike ducks, so you see ducks flying through the sky. Did you know that little baby turkeys and turkeys can fly? I didn't know for the longest time that they could fly. But turkeys actually have a bigger wing than ducks do as babies. It takes ducks a long time to develop their wings. The baby duck's wings are about this big, and this turkey has big old wings and can actually already fly as a little baby. So this baby turkey is probably about 3.5, 4 weeks old, and they will be all white. So these are pet turkeys. They're not wild turkeys you see out in fields. These are a different breed, and they will be all white. And same with most baby birds, we don't know if they're boys or girls yet. It takes a little time to be able to tell if they're boys or girls. But again, with feet, telling the turkey apart from ducks, it's okay. They don't have webbed feet. So you see they just have their little toes there. They do have claws and talons so they can roost. Turkeys sleep up in trees typically, and it's called roosting. And they take those toes and they wrap it around the branch, and that secures them while they sleep up in a tree to stay away from any types of predators. So turkeys are really cool. They love to wander around the farm and eat all the bugs. So it's great to have them around here to eat the ants, whatever bugs we don't want to have around here, they take care of it. So pest control right here in a sweet little bird. So this little guy helps us keep all the mice away. He scares them away for us. Mice also love to hide in our hay piles in the wintertime because the hay keeps them all nice and warm. It's a great bed for them. So that's why we have Rascal here, to scare them away, because we don't want them getting into our horses' feed, because they'll go to the bathroom in our feed, and we can't feed that to our horses because it might make them sick. So it's good to have Rascal here to keep all the bad little mice away. So this is a pony. This is Possum. Watch out, Rascal Cat. And he is a resident here at Willard Farm. So a fun little fact, I say he's a pony, and believe it or not, that does not mean a baby horse. A pony is all about his size. So this is a pony, and then over here, this is a horse. This is Stan, and you can see he's much larger if you look at the two of them. So that's the difference. A pony is not a baby horse. It's all about their size. Let's go inside. So horses, their favorite thing to eat is, everybody knows, grass. Well, in the wintertime, here in eastern North Carolina, the grass dies. So what do? We feed hay. And the pony, he loves hay. Good boy. Seen enough on that. Very good. So we feed a coastal Bermuda hay, and that's a type of grass. You're fine. Did something scare you? We feed a coastal Bermuda hay that is actually grown just a few miles down the road, and they bale it up in these bales, and it dries up, but it saves all the nutrients that they get from grass, and we feed that in the wintertime when the grass is dead. And now he wants more. Okay, let's back off. So I was just talking about how there's a difference in horses and ponies, and that's all about their size. This guy's not a baby. He's about 7 years old. So horses, we consider them to be a baby up until about 2. And then 2 to 4 is kind of like your teenage years. And then we consider them adults. They become a senior around 20 years old. So horses live anywhere from 25 to 35 years old. So this little guy right here, again, he's a pony. He's just a smaller horse. And we measure horses, we call it how many hands are they. Our unit of measurement is a hand. And that's because back in the day, they didn't have tape measures. They didn't have long enough measuring tools to be able to measure them. So they measured it based on hands. And it's not a hand this way, because my hand and your hand can be a lot bigger. And even sideways it could be too. But sideways is a little bit more common of a width. And they would start at the ground, and they would literally count 1, 2, 3, all the way up. And they measure a horse up to this point, which is called their wither. So this pony is 13 hands. He's actually 13.2 hands if you want to get technical. But anything under 14.2 is considered a pony. Anything bigger is a horse. So he's not a baby, he's just small. He's like his mama, we're just vertically challenged. So sometimes when you get a horse, you might not have had it his whole life. You might not know how old that horse is. So one of the ways you can tell is by looking at their teeth. So looking at how long their teeth are, you can have an idea. You have to get all the way back there, and you can see how long these back teeth are to see how old they are and get a rough estimate. You can usually estimate the age of a horse within 2 to 3 years just based on its teeth. How crazy is that? Another fact about horses, so on our hands we have fingernails and they get long and we have to clip them, right? Well, horses have to do the same thing with their feet. So horses, their hoof wall grows out. And to keep their feet healthy, I mean, they're balancing a lot of weight just on these 4 small hooves, anywhere from 800 to 2,000 pounds. So we gotta keep their feet healthy and keep them trimmed. So we have to trim their feet every 6 to 8 weeks to keep their feet healthy. And it grows out just like a fingernail. I don't know how to show you this. So what they have to do is they lift up their feet and they just trim around this edge just to make sure we're keeping it short, keeping this foot healthy, which is dirty, but we want to keep all of this nice and dry and nice and healthy.
So how did Possum get his name?
When I got him, he had this name already, and all my friends, they wouldn't let me change it. They say he looks like a possum with his gray and white face. And Possum is 7 years old. And what I do with Possum is I trail ride Possum. I'm training him to, I ride what they could say is English riding, and I jump jumps, and it's called hunter jumpers. But right now, he mainly just goes on lots of trail rides, and he doesn't mind that at all. He likes the slower paced life. This is Miss Madison, and she is a Belgian draft horse. You see how big and broad she is? She has massive feet, because her breed of draft horses are meant to pull carts and carriages. And so you see she's got these big old muscles, big feet. So she is a very big girl. She's got this gorgeous mane. So the hair along her neck is her mane. In the front, this hair is called a forelock. And then obviously her big thick tail. But she is a big girl and very sweet.
So we've talked about what horses eat, but how much water does a horse need every day? Well, what I've got here is a gallon jug. I've got a gallon of water, and humans need about half of a gallon every single day in order for us to stay healthy. But how many gallons does a horse need? Because it's a much bigger animal. So how many of these gallons will fit in this big bucket? Let's find out. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it turns out it takes 5 gallons to fill up this bucket. But guess what? Even that wouldn't quite be enough, because horses on average need about 6 to 8 gallons of water every day for them to stay healthy. So if you're going to invite a horse to dinner, you better bring a very, very big cup. Ugh. For our at-home challenge, I was thinking it would be a good idea if we could make up songs using animal sounds like they did in the book. So I went out and I found some cows to help show you a good example of what this would be like. So